As cis women and as lesbians, I think many of us often wonder what it would be like to have a penis and what it would feel like to have an orgasm with a penis. So let's find some trans women that used to have one and now have a vagina to explain the differences to us.
My name is Autumn Asphodel, and I am a bisexual, pansexual, transgender woman.
My name is Jose, and I am a trans woman.
My name is Melody Maya. I identify as a lesbian woman.
Before I came out, I was identifying as a straight male.
I used to identify as a gay male. I was more insecure prior just because I knew that I didn't have what I wanted.
I guess you could say I identified as a straight cisgender man. I didn't realize that you could be a trans woman and attracted to other women.
Back before I transitioned, when I had a penis, it was very easy to orgasm.
I actually only had sex with one other woman that very first time for hours and hours and hours, and I never actually got off because it wasn't until later I realized I needed to imagine that I myself had a vagina in order to get off. I realized how much I hated having sex with my penis. Didn't really do anything for me, and I was married for 15 years and we were together for almost 19.
Having intercourse pre-op to me was okay, but I was very, very uncomfortable just because of the body dysphoria. I always felt that part of me didn't belong. Felt like more like a burden, and I have had the surgery, the SRS surgery, GRS, whichever you prefer. Someone that goes from male who's having something that is outward, if that makes sense, it is inward, and you have to start to penetrate that area, and it's very, very uncomfortable at first.
Now it's much more difficult. It takes much more time. Back when I was a male, it could happen within a couple of minutes, and now as a female with a vagina, it can take longer than an hour, but on average, I would say maybe 30 to 45 minutes.
I was very, very, very scared because I just assumed that this is a 50-50 shot. When you go get your surgery, you either gonna have the sensitivity or you're not going to have it. Either they're gonna do it correctly and dot all the I's and cross all the T's, or they might slip up or hit a nerve or something along those lines and it'll kill your nerves. So luckily, it is very, very sensitive and it's hidden, but it's close enough where you can just, rub and get what you need to get out of it. It makes it much easier to deal with having the surgery or going through the motions of healing or any other issues that come your way or any dysphoria. You just know that you can please yourself, and that's why I am proud of that I can please myself. I'm thankful for my doctor. I'm happy that she was able to, handle me in the right way.
And the orgasms actually did change in that time period. Once you've been on hormones for a year, your orgasms actually change quite a lot. You don't even ejaculate the way you used to. It was a much different experience, and the orgasms I liked better.
Back when I had a penis, it was centralized in just that area. And now with a vagina, it's an all over orgasm. I feel it everywhere throughout my entire body.
Now, as far as my surgeries go, I've only had the SRS. I have not had the breast augmentation, no FFS, which is facial feminization surgery, or any other work done besides the SRS. And just having that one thing done has boosted my confidence so much for me, just because I know for a fact what I have going on. And it's not for the exterior, it's not for everybody else to see. It's just the fact that I know what I have and I know who I am, and it makes me feel way more comfortable now that I know that everything is in place.
Yes, I am so much more secure and happy with my body and my genitals because I am much more confident with who I am, and I feel truly like the woman I've always meant to be.
Before, my insecurity was that, whoever I got close to would figure out that I actually was not like other guys, that I had this secret, that I wanted to be a woman. So I really, really was super insecure, and it's probably one of the reasons why I actually didn't end up kissing a girl until I was 21 in college. Now, after I transitioned, I was also insecure, but for completely different reasons. And that was because I was pre-op at the time, and I knew that for a cisgender lesbian woman to necessarily want to have sex with me might be a little bit of a tall order. So funny enough, even having surgery is not like the cure-all to everything that you might imagine about dating. Then having sex with these cisgender lesbians who don't have any experience with being with somebody who's trans with a vagina, there's a lot of questions, and a lot of times they don't ask you that before you have sex. So just about all of them had admitted to me that they were apprehensive, that they were nervous because they didn't know what it was going to be like to be with me.
A lot of people look at it like, why haven't you got your breast done? Why haven't you got this surgery? You should get this surgery. But I really didn't come into this to just be under the table and under the knife every 2 minutes just because it's the norm for trans women, and that's just not who I am. I just prefer to make sure that I'm happy and I'm satisfied, because my insecurities, my mentality comes first before anybody else's. If you ask anybody out in the world whether I have SRS or not, to them I'm still a man. You know, that's just how society is. I always just have to worry about how I feel. I feel that I am more of a confident woman. As far as the exterior, as far as big breasts, super feminine features, that to me is very minuscule when it comes to being who I am.
The clitoris is the most sensitive area of the vagina that I have now, because it was the head of the penis that I had as a male. So it is very sensitive, and I can definitely orgasm using that method.
And the most sensitive part of my vagina is the clitoris. And I mean, duh, it kind of makes sense, but at the same token, you would never know because it's different.
I'm certainly happier now than before my transition, and happier after my surgery than before my surgery. I mean, the orgasms are amazing.
Initially, I didn't like any kind of stimulation inside the vagina because early on I was still healing and it was still a lot of pain. But now at this point I'm very comfortable with that and things feel so much better now, and either or, the clitoris or internal, it doesn't matter because both are excellent, and it depends on how I'm feeling and what I want to do.
They are better than even after I transition, but before I had my surgery, so.
Just know that there's pros and cons to everything. If you're post-op, pre-op, doesn't matter who you are, what you are.
And I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.
I love everyone so much. Bye-bye.